this a Jordan Crawford replacement or a Milton Doyle replacement?
Oh, yeah, like, I don't know. I think they're looking for a consistent shooter. And that's what they get with Johnson. If you look at sort of his numbers, they're looking for a scorer. The biggest problem that the Jackies had last year was scoring. So they needed to address that. You've got Sean McDonald there. Like, I don't know. I think you're going to see him control the ball a lot. You saw it last year when McDonald had the ball in his hands and was the creator. That's when the Jackies were winning. But I think we forget their sort of three phases of the season. It was like the start, rubbish. Then they had like a 10-game period there in the middle when Sean McDonald was healthy. I think they won 8. And then he got injured again. They fell apart. So they've got their guy. They've got their guy that's going to control the play, dictate the play. And they need someone that's going to be able to get open and shoot. And I think that's why they've brought in Johnson. And you know what? There's a lot of potential there. You look at sort of some of his games, like recently, you know, he was averaging like the overall numbers of, I think it was like 16 points, what they released, 16 points, a few rebounds, a few assists per game were the numbers that were released of how he went last year in the G League. But you sort of look at the last phase of his season and you start seeing much higher numbers. And I'm going to make a comparison, and don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing him 100% to Kendrick Davis and who he was when he came into the league, but there is a little bit of similarities of some of, like, you're getting consistent scoring. Like if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, say the last 10, 11 games, he's hitting over 20 points. There's some highs of 28, 27, 27, 22. So he's scoring well in the G League for Memphis. And then sort of there is one game of 7 points. That's the lowest. And then you're looking around 14, 16, 18, 20. You're seeing some really, really consistent scoring numbers from him at the back end of that season. So, you know, you're bringing in a guy that has the potential to, in the NBL with a lot of minutes. Here he's only playing around around 30 minutes a game. So you sort of lift that up a little bit. You're starting to see a guy that has the potential to score in your high 20s, like game in and game out. So it's going to be interesting to see how he performs, because he could be a guy that can really explode. Had some big games where he's hitting 7 of 10 3-point attempts. You know, he's got potential to score. So it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. But I think he could be a main guy and can explode if he fits in the environment.
Yeah, it's massive.